Temperatures in the teens, not enough to keep away students who began lining up at 4 o'clock in the morning here in Milwaukee to get into what's sure to be one of the best games of the year. They are buckled up for Wisconsin and Marquette. One of college basketball's top rivalries comes your way from Milwaukee next. They are ready for one of college basketball's fiercest rivalries. From Milwaukee, number 22 Wisconsin and Marquette at the Bradley Center. It's Jimmy V week here on the ESPN family of networks, and tonight we bring you one of the great rivalries in college basketball. Hi everyone, and welcome inside the Bradley Center, where it's nice and warm and about to get even hotter for Wisconsin and Marquette. I'm Luke Cadellas. Mike Kelly's alongside. My partner, one of the former great Wisconsin Badgers, 1998 through 2001. What's it like playing in a game like tonight?
I am telling you, I'm already starting to get nervous. This is such a big game for anybody that grew up in this state. Watch this rivalry go back and forth and back and forth. It's huge, and if you're a player out there, you know what's at stake. This is bragging rights for an entire year. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All
Even
right.
bigger when both teams are playing well like these two teams are. Both 6-1 time now for Star Watch, and we feature two guys, Trayvon Hughes, the #1 scorer for the Badgers, and the #2 scorer in the Big East, Wesley Matthews.
Well, Trayvon Hughes coming off a big game, especially a big finish against Virginia Tech, as he had a buzzer beater to beat them on the road in a hostile environment, and Wesley Matthews has been sensational, 22 points per game this year.
All right, starting lineups. Wisconsin led by senior Marcus Landry, one of two seniors in Bo Ryan's starting five. On the other side for the Marquette Golden Eagles, they open up with 4 seniors, trifecta of Matthews, McNeil, James, one of the best in the country. As I said, series history, the 115th meeting. Wisconsin leads the series. Badgers have also won 7 of the last 10, but last year in Madison, it was Marquette winning. 2 years ago, Wisconsin won in this building. Yeah, almost 2 years ago to the day, 4th largest Marquette crowd ever saw Wisconsin upset the Golden Eagles in that contest, 70-66. Bo Ryan, last year's National Coach of the Year. Boy, this guy's done everything at Wisconsin, but reached the Final Four in his 7 years with the Badgers. 7 NCAA tournament appearances. Buzz Williams, last year he was here as an assistant, but now he's leading the way for the Golden Eagles. Everyone on their feet here at the Bradley Center. Are you ready?
Absolutely. This is going to be fun, Lou.
Now, you're here to call the game. I don't want you hopping over the scorer's table to get out there.
I'll be in foul trouble early if I want to.
Can't move like you used to, right?
Not at all, but I can still foul like I used to.
You are one of the great defenders the Big Ten's ever seen.
I tell you what, Lou, what I want to watch early, who does Marquette put on Marcus Landry? He's a very difficult guard, especially for this Marquette team. And how do they pressure Wisconsin on the perimeter?
Inkaville, top Bohannon. Wisconsin running its offense, patient. Shot clock down to 10. Hughes throws up the 3.
Wisconsin was so good in their last game against Virginia Tech at the end of shot clock.
McNeil running over the bucket. No one stopped them.
The transition points are going to be a key for Marquette. They want to get out and get some easy buckets. Wisconsin has to get back, face them in transition defense.
These two teams play totally different when they have the basketball.
Well, Wisconsin is going to want to work side, top side, get good rotation, make Marquette's defense work. Bohannon got hot in their last game against Virginia Tech, hit some outside shots.
Takes it to the bucket, throws it away.
Lou, the Marquette pressure defense. Here's a big shot.
Hayward's three just short.
The Marquette pressure defense is something we've got to watch. If they can take Wisconsin out of their swing, if they can prevent those post touches, as you see a good one here by Marcus Landry.
All alone, Bohannon. Come.
You see what happens, Lou, if they get the ball inside, it forces Marquette's defense to collapse. They have extra hard time rotating, then you get an easy look by Bohannon.
McNeil, defended by Hughes. Hayward. Matthews moved before he had it.
Well, that's a play that Marquette works on. They like to get isolation. They got it from McNeil, and then they work opposite if he doesn't have it. Here's Jarrell McNeil, though. He is so good in the open court. He just continues to move and move and move. I think the best player in the country at that is Ty Lawson. We've seen him for North Carolina. You just can't stop him. And McNeil, he's not that good, but he's pretty darn good in the open court.
Probably the best penetrator in the Big East.
Absolutely. He can draw fouls, get to the line. See Wisconsin looking very poised right now in their half-court sets. Taking their time, working the ball around.
Shot clock under 10. McNeil came up with the pick and then was fouled by Bohannon.
There it is again. Marquette is so good with their pressure defense. They've got these guards out there. They can overplay. They can get in you. We watched the shoot-around, and it was the point of emphasis of the entire shoot-around was from Marquette. Coach Buzz Williams, you see him there. He said, guys, we've got to get out. We've got to make them uncomfortable in their half-court offense.
And the one thing Wisconsin's worked on since their victory the other night against Virginia Tech was that ball pressure that they figured they'd see in this game. Hayward takes another three. He's 0 for 2 now. Let's go to Melissa on the sideline. Melissa knows.
Guys, I'm over here with the Marquette fans, and a couple of them told me that they got here even before the snow plows had gone down the streets. They wanted to get here so no one else had their front row seat. They've been coming and been in the front row since they were freshmen, and they were not going to get an extra hour of sleep just so they couldn't be in the front row. They had to be here.
Hope Melissa has some security around her.
That's crazy.
In the middle of that mayhem.
They rushed in about an hour and a half before tip.
Kick ball violation there on Hayward. 4,000 seats to the students, and they went like that.
And there's about 4 Wisconsin fans in there. And let me tell you, those are brave souls because they were getting the business for all hour and a half that they were in here before the game.
I can see one Wisconsin red shirt amongst that sea of yellow. Tough guy. Hughes pulls up and knocks down the triple.
And that was the key against Virginia Tech. Wisconsin ran that two-man game to perfection. They got so many good looks at the end of the shot clock because of that pick and roll.
Hughes had 12 against the Hokies. James throws it away.
See, Wisconsin will work with this ball screen. And Marcus Landry is very good. Setting the screen, reading his defender. That time, though, it was Trayvon Hughes just knowing what to do. Come off the screen, you've got the open look and nail it.
McNeil draped all over Bohannon.
He's trying to keep him in that corner, prevent that ball rotation. Watch the spacing too. That's the other thing Bo Ryan talked about is the spacing on the floor. When you face pressure defense, it's going to open up some lanes.
Bohannon picks up the loose ball, comes up short. On every possession, we've seen Wisconsin milk that shot clock down to 10. James' three comes up short. Hits the front iron. Is that what Wisconsin wants to do?
No, they're not intentionally holding it to the end of the shot clock. But I'll say this, on the road against Virginia Tech here at Marquette, it's important to make the defense work, especially early in the game. You'll get better shots and better shots as you go along. But they'll take an early one if they get a good look.
Another turnover there. All the way to the bucket. James lays it up and in.
That's their bread and butter. That is exactly what Marquette wants to do. Get in the passing lanes, get a steal, turn it into quick points.
Marquette forces 17 turnovers a game. A couple already for Wisconsin.
Right here, the crowd getting into it as well.
Now James all over Bohannon. Krabbenhart looking for room, pinned down low. Nankiville, shot doesn't go. James all alone. this place would have erupted. He knocked down that three. Landry back to the bucket, poked away by Hayward.
Nice steal by Hayward. Landry usually very sure with the ball down low.
McNeil tries from three.
There you go. That's the three you were talking about. The crowd is in it. Marquette getting good looks. James has missed a couple threes, but they're getting some good looks in their half-court sets.
And they're getting some of those looks in three-point range because of penetration to the bucket.
Well, anytime you can soften up a defense by getting in with the pass or with the dribble, it's always going to help.
Nankerville tries a three and hits.
How about that stroke?
Wow. That's his first of the year.
You know, he's got a very soft touch. You don't see him step out that often, especially to the three, but there you saw it. Nothing but net.
James, another three. Wow.
That is a great set play by Marquette. Dominique James gives up the ball for a little flare screen, and Nankerville did not come out to help off of that screen. Left his defender high and dry, and a great knockdown by Dominique James.
James now with 5. Marquette back up on top.
We're seeing both teams take good care of the ball, playing with a lot of patience in the half court. Even Marquette, when they're not getting transition points, they're running some good sets.
Grabenhoff thought that Hughes would break to the bucket. Instead, he throws it out of bounds. 5 turnovers for Wisconsin already. Hey, this broadcast crew played 2 today. We'll talk about it after a timeout.
Scientists.
Marquette in front of Wisconsin, 10-9. Exciting first 6 minutes of this ball game. From Chicago to Milwaukee, 93.3 miles. Why do we bring this up? Well, because Mike Kelly, Melissa Knowles, and yours truly working a doubleheader today.
We got the toughest job in America, don't we? We've got to work 2 basketball games. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, it has been a great day. Started at 8:30 in the morning at the United Center in Chicago. We saw Illinois blow out Georgia. We arrived 6 o'clock here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Melissa leading the way, doing the driving.
Absolutely. How did we get so lucky, Lou?
There's the timeline. Started at 8:30. 11 o'clock tip-off for Georgia and Illinois. We started our 93.3-mile drive at 1:30. Checked into the hotel at 3:30. Arrived here at the Bradley Center at 6. Tip-off 8:30, and boy, we're headed home at about, I don't know, 10:30, 10:45. Can I just say one thing? It wasn't planes and trains, it was automobiles, and those were not pillows you were grabbing.
Oh, boy. I was going to say, why didn't we put in when we got those IVs for this tough job we have working 2 basketball games?
I'll do it any day. Matthews misses the 3.
Good day for the Big Ten so far. We saw Illinois beat up all over Georgia. Ohio State beats Notre Dame, and then Duke goes into Chrysler Arena and loses to Michigan.
Go figure. Hughes with 2 there. McNeil trying to free himself. Notre Dame also lost today. Running down top 25 scores. We'll talk more about those games coming up. Matthews had his shot partially blocked there.
Matthews been a little quiet so far. You know, he hasn't done a ton in these Marquette, Wisconsin games the past 3 years, but this year has been off the charts for him as a senior. He has really come out and played so well. It's fun to watch a guy in his senior year perform as well as Wesley Matthews has.
Grabenhoff all alone for 3. Wow. Freshman Rob Wilson knocking down the triple.
Lou, I saw Rob Wilson when they played Connecticut try to dunk on 7'3" Hashim Thabit.
Not a good idea.
Well, yeah, it did not work out well, although he got to the free throw line, and I thought, I don't know if he's fearless or clueless. And then you saw at Virginia Tech hit a big 3 and a big 3 here. This kid is fearless. He knows what he's doing out there.
2-time All-State pick. And a miss pulled down by Grabenhoff. David Kubian into the game from Marquette.
See Dwight Burke on Marcus Landry. That's the matchup Marquette's going with right here.
Grabenhoff pulls up, foul line extended. 6-point lead for the Badgers. First two for Grebenhoff.
Not enough pressure right there by Marquette. Wisconsin working inside too easy. Nice little mid-range shot by Grebenhoff.
James tries to split defenders and draws the foul. Timeout on the floor. Rob Wilson, cold off the bench, hot on the floor, hits the three.
At their
Jimmy V Week here on ESPNU. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V, or you can log on to jimmyv.org. 100% of donations awarded go right to cancer research. So important. Inside at the Bradley Center, Wisconsin enjoys a 16-10 advantage here in the first half. Badgers shooting well from the floor, 6 of 9, extremely patient.
Well, how about this, though? The three-point shooting, Wisconsin 4 of 6, and that's coming off a game against Virginia Tech where they were 12 of 18. This Wisconsin team shooting the ball well from the outside, and that only makes their swing offense more deadly because you've got to come out on them, and it creates lanes to drive. One more thing, Lou, no free throws yet for either team in this game. Very clean game so far.
About the Badgers' three-point shooting last week at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. They won that game 76-74. Foul underneath.
Not sure if they got Hazel or Lure.
They got Hazel. That's his first.
But those two guys were working really hard against each other down low. Pat Hazel, a guy Marquette really wants to just be active inside. Give him some defense, give him some rebounds. Doesn't have to do anything offensively. Whatever he gives them there is a bonus.
And he's already surpassed all of his numbers from a year ago offensively. But you're right. Just go out and rebound and play a little bit of defense. Give Burke a breather.
Kubian with some nice ball pressure.
Jarmus just runs down Hazel.
You know, you can see the difference with Marquette when they play with that energy defensively. Things go better. Kubian gets great ball pressure. They have good help defense to draw the charge down low. I think after about 4 minutes, when there's not a lot of stoppage of play, you can almost see the defense is not as good as it is coming out of a timeout that we saw right there from Marquette.
Hayward, defended by Landry. And now they call Hayward for the foul.
I think he extended his arm. Nice job getting in front. Whenever the ball carrier, the dribbler here extends his arm. Watch Hayward. Nice little acting job by Landry. Throw the head back.
Landry, a leader, a senior, knows what needs to be done on the court. Shot doesn't go. Lure there for the tip.
Tell you what, Lure at 6'10", he's so long, yet he can play outside, hit the outside shot. He's a tough guard.
James, the one-hander in the lane.
Well, there you go. That's what we talk about. Marquette getting out in transition. Wisconsin working the half-court sets. Both teams getting a little bit of what they want.
Landry, turnaround jumper. Too hard. And Lure called for the foul down low.
Pat Hazel that time defending Marcus Landry, and that's a win right there. If you force Marcus Landry to take a fadeaway shot, it's not a bad shot for Marcus Landry, but that's a win for Marquette because that's a lower percentage shot than when he can normally get if he works and tries to back you down. Nice job by Pat Hazel.
James takes a breather. McNeil, Hazel, Matthews, Hayward, and Acker on the floor for Marquette. Poked out of bounds. Will stay with the Golden Eagles. 18-12, Wisconsin in front. Marquette jumped out to the early advantage.
I'd like to see him get Matthews the ball here. He has not got a lot of touches offensively. Been their leader so far in the offensive end with 22 points a game.
McNeil got a defender in the air, then to the right to the bucket and drew the foul. On the floor, no shot. College basketball here on ESPNU continues tomorrow afternoon. Cal takes on Missouri. College basketball on ESPNU. Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Big 12, Pac-10 Hardwood Series. Mike Montgomery back in the Pac-10.
Yeah, Mike Montgomery. What a great coach. Good to see him coaching again. He's one of those great teachers in the game.
McNeil's jumper didn't fall.
You know, a lot of people say Rob Wilson reminds them of the young Devin Harris. The way he moves out there, very athletic player, long, got very similar skills. And of course, Wisconsin fans hoping he can turn out to be as good a player as Devin is.
Just looks real confident on the floor. That's him with the basketball. Pulls up the one-hander short.
The Marquette run.
Acker all alone for three.
Oh, that would have been a big shot. That is a tailor-made play for this Marquette team, getting that transition, driving it in, then kicking it out for the three-point shot.
Marquette's already taken 15 threes in this game. Three-point shot for Laura doesn't go. 15 shots, excuse me, not threes. McNeil takes a three. He comes up long. Marquette's taken 9 threes in this game. Is that what they want?
Well, they can do that. That's not a problem for them. They're certainly a good three-point shooting team. And what Wisconsin likes to do is make you shoot over them. That's something that Wisconsin does very well, is not give you those drives. And Marquette is taking the threes. They're just not hitting them.
Lure hits the jumper at the free throw line, just inside. And now it's a 20-12 Wisconsin lead. Timeout for Marquette. Both teams not hesitant to put up the three early on.
Well, we all know how deadly the three-point shot can be. You know, they moved the line back a foot this year, but still, guys, very good at finding an open look. Bohannon first, then you see Trayvon Hughes, even Keaton Nankiville getting into the mix for Wisconsin. There's Rob Wilson, and when Wisconsin can hit those shots, it loosens up the defense. Marquette even getting into it as well, although they've missed some of the last few. There's James, very important. If James can hit some of those outside shots, it really helps his confidence. He's another option for them on the perimeter. And then I think the lane opens up a bit. You know, this year, Lou, coming into this game, he had 39 assists and only 10 turnovers. He's done a very good job of creating for his teammates so far.
Yeah, Dominique James has played well. Marquette, 2 for 10 from three-point range. Wisconsin, 4 of 7.
Well, here's the thing with Marquette. They can take outside shots, and normally you say, well, if you're settling for outside shots, you want to get touches down low, but that's not what they do. They work with the guards. Their shots in the paint are going to come off dribble drives.
James tried to get around Landry. Landry threw a hip into him. Called for the foul. 15 foul, Wisconsin. Badgers lead Marquette 20-12. Let's go to Melissa Knowles on the baseline. Melissa.
I'm standing by with Ifueka Landry, and she is the wife of Marcus Landry. And I asked her, hey, what is it like to have him come home before a game like this, a big rivalry game?
That's pretty awesome. You know, Marcus is pretty much calm all the time, but he enjoys playing against his rival team, especially Marquette.
Now, I know you played basketball at Marquette. What did you teach him about his game?
That's the secret. But I just tell him to play strong. You know, good things are happening if you play strong, and so hopefully he'll be able to pull something off tonight.
And who are you rooting for tonight?
At heart, I'm a Marquette fan, but, you know, tonight it has to go to my husband.
Thank you, Ifueka. Guys.
All right, Melissa.
Losing her voice, you must be cheering loud over there.
Well, from what I understand, number one, when she played at Marquette, she was a real good ball player, a real good defender, and I'm told that she offers some advice to her husband every once in a while. James to the bucket too hard. Burt pulls up with the loose ball. Poked away there by Hughes, but Hughes is called for the foul. And there's Marcus Landry's wife.
But we still don't know what the advice was. Is that right?
No, I did not ask her what she told her husband, but...
Well, all good wives give advice. I know that.
I'm sure she gives plenty of advice in the house with 3 kids as well.
That is a great story. Well, I tell you what, right now, I think one of the developing stories in this game, Wesley Matthews without a point. Only 2 players have scored for Marquette, Dominique James and Jarrell McNeil. And for Wisconsin, 6 different players have contributed in terms of scoring.
Oh, Nankiville throws it down. Wow. Look up. Down low. 5 for Nankiville. James to Matthews, his first 2 in the game. Matthews, who averages 22 a ball game, finally in the scorer's column. 22-14, Wisconsin in front. This time Burke bodies Landry. Called for the foul.
Well, Lou, we've talked about Wisconsin, their floor spacing. You watch the ball screen, and then Trayvon Hughes able to get in the lane, draw that defense to find Keaton Nankiville. The floor spacing so key for any offense. Here's another look at it from the top of the key. You see Hughes go down the lane, and whenever you're going to set up a good offense, you've got to have good spacing. Allow those guards to get in the lane.
Nankiville, another 3, why not? He made his first of the season earlier. James loses it. Kravenhoff. Coast to coast. Pretty.
Boy, Joe Kravenhoff, so fun to watch. He's a guy for Wisconsin, does a little bit of everything. Just a tough worker, gets on the glass, hits some shots.
At the other end, James gets 2 back.
Making up for it. See Dominique James tapping his chest right there saying, my bad, I got this.
James with 9. Hughes pulls the trigger on the 3. Matthews went flying. No foul call.
Wisconsin happy to bring it back out, set up their offense. They love to work this ball screen. I think they got a double foul. There you go. This is Joe Kravenhoff picking up that steal. Dominique James just had a hard time getting in the lane. The ball got away from him and tried to create too much. And here's making up for it. Nice shot. You know, I like James because he can get in the lane. And this year in particular, trading for his teammates, 39 assists, only 10 turnovers coming into the game. A guy known as a scorer, been able to tweak his game when other guys are hot, most notably Wesley Matthews.
Double foul called on Landry and Burke. Both guys brought together by the ref. Each will now go to their respective benches.
Yeah, that's number 2 on Burke. He picked up a cheap one out at the top of the key. I thought it was a play in which Burke didn't have to pressure as much as he was. Landry was a few feet back from the 3-point line. I don't think in a threat to score. He picked up, that was his first, and now he gets a double foul, and that's big because now he's got to go to the bench.
Hughes looking for room, pulls up. Oh! Foul down low. Called on Kravenhoff. Lace up your skates. College hockey action here on ESPNU tomorrow afternoon. Miami of Ohio takes on Western Michigan. College hockey, ESPNU, Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern. Earlier today here at ESPNU, BU beat BC. Boston College ranked 3rd in the country. Miami of Ohio ranked 4th.
Oh! So 2 back-to-back in-state rivalries. Always fun to watch. I think.
Oh, that BU-BC hockey matchup. That's one of the great rivalries in college hockey. Absolutely. Lure pulls up and knocks down the jumper.
And you got Xavier Cincinnati's a big rivalry. Duke, North Carolina. This Wisconsin Marquette game, huge. And for anybody in the state, it's one of those games that has extra significance. Maybe not across the country, but here, just a huge game.
Does it have extra significance in recruiting in the state of Wisconsin?
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt to win this game and kind of get the bragging rights for another year. And I always said as a player, I didn't have anything against Marquette, the players, the coach, anything like that, or their fans, but you wanted to come back, especially when you're playing in Milwaukee, and you know that some of your old friends are out here, some of your old coaches, everybody's watching. You wanted to put on a good show and have those bragging rights for the summer. That's why it's a big game.
I'm told that Marcus Landry needed 17 tickets for those friends to be here tonight when you played. I was going to ask you, when you played in this matchup, did a lot of people call you up looking for tickets?
We had a ton of people call up for tickets. We actually got lucky enough due to one of my father's friends to get a suite in here 1 year. So that was,
it's good to be the king.
Well, we were fortunate. It was very nice, and this was obviously a big game. We had lots of fun with it. James has struggled at the line this year.
Yeah, shooting
under 50%. A good shooter. That's going to come up. He's a good shooter. One thing people always talk about with his jump shot is how high he jumps. We saw him really work on that this afternoon.
ESPNU bringing one of college basketball's great rivalries. Number 22 Wisconsin, Marquette from the Bradley Center in Wisconsin. I'm Luke Cadellis. Mike Kelly's here. Melissa Knowles working on the sidelines for us. Badgers have won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Last time these two squads got together here at the Bradley Center 2 years ago, almost to the day, Wisconsin won by 4. Last year they played in Madison, and Marquette won that ball game. 9-point lead for the Badgers right now.
Jordan Taylor, number 11 for Wisconsin, a nice young player as a freshman, has really stepped in and done a nice job for him.
Acker all the way to the other end, throws it up off the glass, draws the foul. He'll go to the line. The foul on Jordan Taylor, the freshman.
Boy, Marquette converts so quickly from defense to offense. If you give up the ball, they are going to run with it. And Buzz Williams talks about, we've got to run, we've got to try and get a good shot. But if we don't get it, let's pull it out. Let's not just shoot quick, just to shoot quick.
I'll tell you what, Dominique James might be the fastest player, baseline to baseline on Marquette, but when it comes to dribbling the basketball, the fastest guy on the floor for the Golden Eagles is the guy at the free throw line right now.
Well, he's got a ton of talent, Maurice Acker. I really like his game. I think defensively sometimes is when he has lapses and maybe comes off the court. But of course, he's playing behind 3 great guards and not a lot of playing time out there.
He has settled in nicely here at Marquette after transferring from Ball State.
How about this? A little 1-3-1 out of Marquette.
Why do you think Marquette's gone into the 1-3-1?
Well, they wanted to switch it up today. I don't think they wanted to stick straight man-to-man, try and throw different looks at Wisconsin.
Hughes missed everything. Acker to McNeil. McNeil. The alley-oop. Oh, Matthews lost it going up. Dominique James with 10, but Wisconsin leads by 7.
Hi, it's
Wisconsin's bench has outscored Marquette's by 7. Ironically, that's the difference in this game right now, 26-19, the 7-point margin. And as we revisit Star Watch, Trayvon Hughes, Wesley Matthews, where has Matthews been?
Well, both guys kind of quiet. And, you know, the thing about Wesley Matthews and what I like about him as a player is he's not a selfish guy. He's averaging 22 points, but he gets it within the system. And I think so far, Wisconsin has done a nice job of taking away what he likes to do, and he just hasn't forced it. And Trayvon Hughes, he got his 5 points, 2 assists, no turnovers, though. And I think that's important, especially on the road, for your point guard to take very good care of the ball, and he's done that.
And Hughes a very good defender as well.
Absolutely.
So loves to play both ends of the court.
Marquette stays in the 1-3-1. This is very interesting to see how Wisconsin's going to work against it, considering how good they are with that swing offense against man-to-man. Got to find a way to get it inside, into the post, into the high post, low post, either way.
Jarmus pulls the trigger on the 3, comes up short. McNeil goes high. Lost it. Nankiville.
How about Nankiville? He's playing very well so far. Very active on the offensive glass. Doing a nice job down low. You know, he's not the biggest body, but he can bang down there. He can get physical.
Scored 7 points all of last season. He has 7 in this game alone. McNeil. All alone Acker. Draws the foul, and he'll shoot 3. Not a smart foul.
That is a bad foul. Nice job by Acker. How about Keaton Nankiville, though? Talking about him and how active he is down low. This is just cleaning up some garbage. Marquette a little careless getting the ball down low for the defensive rebound. And how about this 3? Jordan Taylor with just a breakdown. I hate calling things freshman mistakes. I just think you make a mistake. I don't know if it's a freshman mistake or not, but that's a situation where he's got to take care of his body, make sure he doesn't run into the shooter there. Now you put Acker on the line to shoot 3.
Acker not a bad free throw shooter, 67% coming in. Knocks down the second. Jason Bohannon comes back. Taylor takes a seat.
Bohannon against this 1-3-1, probably a good decision by Bo Ryan. See if he can find a way to hit some outside shots, be a little bit of a zone buster.
Acker now 5 points, all 5 coming from the free throw line.
Nice contributions from Maurice Acker coming off the bench. They needed someone to spell their big 3 guards, and Maurice Acker doing a nice job.
Last 3 minutes, Bradley Center crowd wants their team to come up with a big stop.
Marquette back in man-to-man.
6-point lead for the Badgers. Jarmus uses the left hand and is called for the charge. Nice defensive move by James to plant himself underneath.
Great help defense by Dominique James. That's great vision. You see Jimmy Butler get beat, but Dominique James, a senior there to help him out. Tim Jarmus just could not slow himself down fast enough. He tried. He saw it coming. He just couldn't avoid it, and you got to give credit to Dominique James.
He's so quick. He came from one box to the other.
Yeah, but he didn't slide underneath him. He got in good position.
McNeil finds Hayward. Oh, takes it to the bucket and draws the foul. This one's whistled on Nathville. More college basketball here on ESPNU. Tomorrow afternoon, the Cal Bears take on Missouri College basketball on ESPNU. Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern, part of the Big 12 Pac-10 Hardwood Series. Big 12 leading the series right now, 4-2.
How about Blake Griffin? He is doing a Michael Beasley impression this year. So strong. You watch him play, and you think there's a guy that's better than everybody. He knows he's better than everybody, and everybody else on the court knows he's the best player out there.
There you see some of the scores. What a win for the Sooners the other night. 73-72 over USC.
Iowa State with a 13-point victory. They got a kid, Deontay Garrett, out of Milwaukee playing down there as a sophomore, having a nice season. I expect big things out of him.
Bohannon all alone. His 3 doesn't go. And now McNeil pushes it up. We had Matthews open on the left wing. Pulls up and hits.
It's what they do best. Get some stops, get the defensive rebound. They don't even need a steal to get on transition.
Down to a 3-point game, and this place is rocking.
Lou, we saw Wisconsin against almost a 3/4 court pressure, sending the ball down to the corner to Jason Bohannon. He's their best 3-point shooter. He had a good look at it, but with the man flying at him, he misses this. And watch Jarrell McNeil. His ability, he keeps his head up. It's on a swivel. He knows where everybody is. Nice job getting a mid-range shot, and this crowd is back into it.
Marquette scored 9 of the last 11 points in this game. 28-25. Golden Eagles with 13 fast break points.
You know, I talked to Bo Ryan earlier in the week, and we talked about transition defense, and he agreed you've got to have your guys not only get back, but you've got to get back, get set, and face Marquette. You cannot be running alongside them or running just a few feet ahead. You've got to be back in time to face them up. Otherwise, they're going to continue to push. You saw Jarrell McNeil do. Head on a swivel, find a look for himself or for his teammates.
Two minutes left to play here in the first half. 28-25, Wisconsin, Marquette. Both teams 6-1 coming in.
Wisconsin playing without Marcus Landry and his 2 fouls. A big story to this game so far.
Bohannon looking for room, throws it up with the right hand. Freshman had it. A foul called on McNeil. By Rob Wilson, right place, right time to grab that loose ball. The second foul on McNeil. Coming up on our halftime report, it's Sports Center U. We'll bring you the SEC Championship highlights, a game won by the Florida Gators, Big 12 Championship highlights, Oklahoma doing battle, and college basketball upsets all over the place. You talked about Duke losing against Michigan earlier today. Ohio State won at Notre Dame.
Big win. That game was at Lucas Oil Stadium, first ever college basketball game at Lucas Oil Stadium.
In Indianapolis. Rob Wilson's shot didn't go, but another foul called, and this time Wilson will go to the line. Again, Michigan beat Duke 81-73.
Deshaun Sim, 28 points. He is having a breakout year for Michigan. They're running that 1-3-1 defense much better, and they're going to get Lavelle Lucas Perry back in about 2 weeks.
Did you see what Mr. Curry did for Davidson?
4-4. Well, unless you do a triangle of two and put both guys on him, I think he's going to get his.
44 points. Wow.
Well, Lou, I'm going to go back to it. Wisconsin playing without Marcus Landry. 2 fouls, no points. Been a non-factor so far.
Under 2 to go. Marquette trails by 5. McNeil lays it up off the glass. Didn't go. Hayward down low fighting. Crowd wanted a foul call. Didn't get it. Looking for room, picked up by James.
They're not getting those post touches without Landry in. Kravinoff trying to post up, lure big fella, but he doesn't post up as well as Landry does.
Shot clock down to 6. He was trying to make something happen. Double team there and gets bailed out.
Well, that is a
foul call on James.
That's a bailout the car companies would be proud of right there. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Marquette played great defense the whole time, and now they're going to send Trayvon Hughes to the line.
He'll shoot 2.
See, with Landry on the bench for Wisconsin, they miss that guy down low that can really post up. Make sure you get a post touch. And that post touch so important. Buzz Williams worried about letting Wisconsin get easy post touches because it collapses the defense. It makes everything else that Wisconsin wants to do that much better.
Hughes knocks down 1 of 2. 89% free throw shooter. Makes it a 6-point game. Under 45 seconds here in the first half. Matthews pulls up and hits the floater.
That is a set play from Marquette. They like to clear out one side. They'll send a stagger screen to the one side and then clear out either McNeil or Matthews.
Badgers will play for 1 shot. Bohannon, Lure, Kravinoff, Hughes. Wilson on the floor for the Badgers. Hughes working against James. James takes a dive, and Hughes lays it up in ease with ease. Matthews throws it to the other end. Comes up short.
Well, Wisconsin did a nice job. At first, they worked with Jason Bohannon coming off the ball screen, but I think that was a design play to get it to Hughes, able to use a spin move and a little too much theatrics out of Dominique James. The refs didn't buy it. Easy bucket for Wisconsin.
Halftime here in Milwaukee. Wisconsin leads Marquette 33-27. What an exciting first half. Let's go to our ESPNU Sports Center U studios. Sideline. Marquette 5-0 at home this year. They'll need a better second half if they hope to extend their winning ways at the Bradley Center. They trail Wisconsin 33-27. Jimmy V Week here on ESPNU as we continue our commitment to the Foundation for Cancer Research in tribute to Jim Valvano and his dream to defeat cancer. Welcome back to the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Lou Canellis alongside Mike Kelly, and Marquette jumped out to a nice lead in the first minute of the second half, but Wisconsin, I thought, did a terrific job of withstood the crowd that was just buzzing here, and they led throughout the first half without Marcus Landry.
Well, that's right. Landry's got 2 fouls. Nankiville's got two fouls. In fact, for Wisconsin, they got 5 different guys with 2 fouls. That will be a story in this second half. Wisconsin missed their last 5 3-pointers as well. Marquette doing a good job defensively. I thought that 1-3-1 move by Buzz Williams was a very smart choice. It threw Wisconsin off their game a bit.
Trayvon Hughes leading the way with 8 points for the Badgers. Dominique James 10, McNeil 7. Matthews, who came into the contest averaging 22 a ball game, just 4.
We're going to see more of him. You just know at halftime, Buzz Williams talked to Wesley Matthews. The guys talked to him. They got to get him more involved in this game. Although, as I mentioned, very unselfish player. He's not going to force it. He's got to get it within the offense.
Marquette opens up the second half with the basketball. All the way to the bucket. James off the glass too hard, but tracks down the loose ball and then draws the foul from Hughes. Second foul on Trayvon Hughes.
Well, that's a tough guard for Jason Bohannon. He's trying to stop Dominique James from getting in the lane, and James is just so quick. He can get in there. This is the loose ball foul. Watch Trayvon Hughes after that getting up. He was looking at his hand. I'm not sure if he heard anything. Right now he looks okay.
Hayward takes the jumper.
Well, that's a nice stroke for him. And that's a good sign for Marquette. Getting Lazar Hayward into the mix, that mid-range game. So important they don't rely on just those 3 guards to get all their offensive production.
Hayward only with 3, averages just under 17 a ball game.
That pressure from Marquette.
Hughes pulls up. Neal pulls it down. Neal gives it up. Bodies all over the place on the floor. Ball possession arrow.
Good hands by Landry. Jarrell McNeil, we talked about how good he is in the open court, but that was Marcus Landry there. Getting his hand down, stopping that crossover dribble, and then the tie-up.
Landry only played 12 minutes of the first half. This is what's at stake. Wisconsin has won 7 consecutive road games. 3rd longest road winning streak in the country, behind only Memphis and North Carolina. Marquette perfect here at the Bradley Center. 5-0. Something has to give.
You know we're going to hear from this crowd as this game wears on. Wisconsin had a tough game against Virginia Tech. That crowd was very loud, but they withstood it.
Bohannon was all alone, Mike Kelly. He has 6. Matthews to the other end, lays it up, and he draws the foul.
There you go. We talked about it. Wesley Matthews getting back into this ball game. Not surprising he gets it on the transition. Here's Jason Bohannon. Here's a guy, he's just a dead-eye shooter. He can spot up, and you watch what he does, and it's the offense that creates the open look for him. But how about Wesley Matthews? Getting the ball, taking it on transition. He gets to the free throw line so well. So many different free throws, or so many free throw attempts, I should say, for him. 75 on the year coming into this game.
88% free throw shooter. Now he's 67 for 76 on the season.
This sets up a little 1-2-2 press for Marquette.
Bohannon was open for a moment. Landry is in 3-point range.
He is so good. The 3-point shot. I'm telling you, Marcus Landry, when he came, he was a post player. He has worked and worked and worked on his 3-point shot, and it has shown.
His first 3 in the game, 47% from 3-point range. Marcus Landry goes out of bounds. The crowd there in that corner with a good shot at it. Brought it last one off of Wisconsin, and now Ted Hillary changes the call. Bo Ryan not happy. Matthews, Hayward with the right hand. Hughes, Bohannon all alone again. Boy, Wisconsin's had the shots from 3-point range.
Getting some good looks right now from 3-point land.
floater for Matthews. Hayward there. 2 buckets for Hayward here in the second half.
This is a good pace for Marquette right now. I know they've only cut into the lead by 1, but I think Marquette has looked much better in the second half. Defensively, they've done a nice job, and they've gotten some good shots in transition.
5-point game. Nankiville knocks down the turnaround jumper.
Not much you can do to stop that. Nankiville, another guy with foul trouble in that first half, had to sit with 2. He can hit that turnaround jump shot. He'll be a force.
McNeil alone. Wow, 3-point shooters just sitting pretty, taking target practice.
How about it, Lou? We're seeing guys on both sides getting in the lane, dish to their teammates. Here's a steal by McNeil almost.
Oh, Buzz Williams jumping 3 feet in the air, wanted to call Nankiville. Called for the offensive foul. Lure comes back.
You don't think this game means something to these guys? Watch them all over the floor. Both benches up in arms. Nice job by both teams getting in the lane. I like the nice job of getting across the lane to the help defense there, drawing the charge. Right now we're seeing both teams, Lou, go out there, leave it all on the court. Both sides.
The intensity of an NCAA tournament game tonight here at the Bradley Center. Every single possession, Mike Kelly. Wow, Hazel mixing it up with Landry, and Hazel will be called for the foul. Landry with 2. Let's go on the baseline to Melissa Knowles.
At halftime, Coach Ryan told me he expects this game to be a grinder. It's going to go back and forth up until the very end. He also said that it was hard to get good looks for his team during the first half. He expects for them to move the ball around better the second half and get better looks. On the other side of the ball, Coach Williams said they took too many 3-point shots in transition, so they're going to try to keep that under control.
All right, thank you very much. Melissa Knowles working the sidelines for us here on ESPNU tonight.
I'll tell you what, both coaches want to get good shots, but they're not easy to come by. These teams playing great half-court defense.
Lure. Landry.
This is what Wisconsin missed at the end of that first half.
Shot clock down to 5. Bohannon takes the 3, missed everything. Tried to draw a foul, didn't get it. James all alone. Boy, McNeil got high, had it, lost it, and a foul.
They're going to get huge.
Man, McNeil got so high to grab that offensive rebound and draw the foul from Trayvon Hughes, his 3rd. Buzz Williams, Marquette trails by 4, 15:46 left. Kinds of folks in the crowd. I saw Ron Burgundy. There's Bo Ryan in the crowd. Jay Leno. Boy, the fans here at Marquette hyped up for the Badgers when they come to town. They get going.
The things they come up with. There's Ron Burgundy.
There's Ron.
I say Regis. There he is.
There's Sam Cassell. I saw Tiger Woods out there.
Sam Cassell. Oh, boy.
Oh, there's Sean Connery. There's the Wisconsin Badgers. Hughes, Nankiville, 3 fouls apiece. Each team shooting 50% from the floor here in the second half. McNeil, right in the gut of the Wisconsin defense, throws up the floater.
That was an incredible shot by McNeil.
Man, did you see how high he got?
Marcus Landry came over to help, didn't pick up a foul, challenged that shot, but he still floated it open.
There's Landry for 3, comes up short. Lure there for the offensive board and lay-in.
Oh, that is what Wisconsin wants to see out of John Lure. He's got that big body, he can get down low, get up for some rebounds, and maybe even some putbacks off the offensive glass.
Lure with 8. McNeil had a foot inside the line. Batted around, Matthews. Works his way through. Batted around. Last touch by Marquette. Good call.
Yeah, that was a good call. Knocked away. Watch this look inside. They call the offense that Marquette is running now is a continuity-based offense. You see McNeil able to get in the lane. Nice floater. That was a miss by Landry, but Lure so active inside, gets on the offensive glass for the putback.
Lure in the paint, not that time. Landry working hard down low and draws the foul.
I tell you what, Landry's been very active in the second half, but he hasn't picked up a foul. That is important for Wisconsin that he stays on the floor.
Third foul on Burke. Second team foul. And Marcus Landry to the line.
And on the flip side, Burke picks up his third.
Marcus Landry, his brother Carl, played at Purdue. Now in the NBA with the Houston Rockets. Hockey action here on ESPNU tomorrow afternoon. Miami of Ohio takes on Western Michigan. College hockey here on ESPNU Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern. Tonight it's basketball. One of the top rivalries in college basketball. Wisconsin making the bus trip from Madison to Milwaukee to battle Marquette. 4-point game. James squirming his way around and then gave it up.
Tough pass. Tried to sneak it in there. Good defense by James. Fighting over that screen. Set it up again.
What a screen from Landry. Shot came up short. James ran right into Landry. I don't know if he caught that.
Jordan Taylor trying to come off that screen and pull up. That's a good look for him. We've seen Trayvon Hughes do it so well at the end of shot clocks, and Jordan Taylor, good looking freshman. He's going to get better and better at working that ball screen.
Rob Wilson, a freshman, also on the floor with Taylor in Wisconsin. McNeil, no one picked him up, uses the glass. McNeil, 14. 2-point game.
That is a great example of their continuity-based offense. Jarrell McNeil just working with the ball out on the perimeter, finding the seam to the basket. Zone defense out of Marquette. Well, that's a good look from Marcus Landry.
Wilson takes the three, in and out.
I'm surprised Landry passed up that open look at the top of the key.
Marquette with an opportunity to tie or take the lead. They haven't led since the first minute. Hayward to the bucket. Call for the offensive foul. Ted Hillary the call.
That is some great help defense by John Lure. He has made some big plays in this game, and right now that may be the biggest so far. As there was a good seal by Hayward getting inside, but John Lure aware of it the whole time. Jordan Taylor, the guard, trying to defend Hayward, and John Lure comes to help him out. Close call.
Second foul on Hayward. Poked away by McNeil, right back to Taylor. Fouled. He'll go to the line. Foul on Burke, and if I'm not mistaken, that's his fourth.
I think it is. But let's go back to that Marquette offense. Continuity base is what they all say, as opposed to Tom Crean and a lot of sets. Here's just a lot of dribble handoffs, a ball screen, and eventually, when you have good guards, they can get in the lane. Jarrell McNeil doing a great job working within the offense to find an easy basket.
Nankiville hits the first. Jimmy Butler comes in. So does Maurice Acker. Matthews and James to take seats. Bohannon back for Wisconsin. Wilson to the bench. Also Landry to the bench.
I'll tell you something that's interesting about the zone that Marquette's playing for Wisconsin. If you watch that Virginia Tech game, they were excellent. Under 10 seconds in the shot clock, getting good looks, knocking down the baskets. And when you're playing against the zone, what Wisconsin was doing was ball screens. They were just playing a two-man game. Well, you can't play a two-man game against the zone. Wisconsin, that time, did a nice job of finding Nankiville down low at the end of the shot clock.
McNeil takes the three and hits.
Big shot.
1-point game, 17 for Jarrell McNeil.
Big shot. This crowd's into it. Man-to-man for Marquette.
Shot clock down from the 10. Taylor trying to do something. Forces the issue and draws the foul from Acker. Second foul on Acker. 6th team foul.
Everybody knows about the big three seniors from Marquette, those three guards. Jarrell McNeil had a great year last year, off to a good start this year. And in big games with all this energy, you have to lean on those guys. Nice three-pointer by Jarrell McNeil. Well, here's the other thing for Wisconsin. Jordan Taylor at the line, having to run the point with Hughes in foul trouble. Landry on the bench as well. With those two guys sitting down, their half-court offense, that swing does not run as smoothly.
Landry still with 2 fouls. Hughes with 3 fouls. Taylor's first point in this game. Also his first free throw made this season. 2-point lead. Hayward long on the three-pointer. Matthews. McNeil's pass too hard to Burke. He couldn't handle it. Burke on the floor with 4 fouls.
Wisconsin,
3. I'm told 3.
Wisconsin very fortunate. They gave up an offensive rebound there at that time. Tim Jarmus went to the basket and Wesley Matthews stayed outside. It was a long shot, long rebound.
Last foul that we thought was charged to Burke was changed to James. 2-point lead for Wisconsin. Wow. Taylor literally just threw up the 3.
James is quick with the ball.
James settles everything down.
Even for Wisconsin, though, you watch Marquette, and they want to push the ball. Once you can stop that first 10, 15 seconds, everybody kind of relaxes like, ooh, that was tough.
Hayward got his defender in the air. His shot in and out. James there to follow up.
Lid on the basket right now for Marquette.
Jarmus, Matthews tied up. Possession arrow goes to Marquette. 2-point game. 10:21 left. Bo Ryan feeling the heat.
Hi, it's
Bo Ryan, Buzz Williams feeling it here at the Bradley Center. We knew it would be a great one. One of the fiercest rivalries in college basketball. They've jam-packed this building. Wisconsin, the 2-point lead on Marquette, 46-44. I know it's a non-conference game in December, but this is what's at stake. Badgers have won 7 straight away from Madison. Marquette 5-0 this season in this building. 7 in a row on the road. 3rd longest road winning streak in the country.
Look at that.
Memphis 18 straight away from home. And North Carolina 14 in a row.
You just don't see teams living on the road getting those victories. Wisconsin doing a great job playing within their system when on the road, taking the home court crowd out of it.
McNeil right to the bucket. Boy, just took matters into his own hands. And used the glass. We're tied at 46.
Hughes and Landry back into the game for Wisconsin.
And Landry wants it. He gets it. Working on Burke. Backing his way in. Hayward comes to double.
Good rotation defensively.
James hands it off. Hayward throws it up. And it goes. Oh, they call an offensive foul on Hayward.
Everybody on their feet right now. This is a nice trap down low by Marquette. Dominique James did a great job getting in the pass lanes. This is a good give up. I think Hayward's got to give it back. Give and go. Joe Kravitov. We talked about it. The glue guy, the do everything guy for this Wisconsin team. Getting back. Only one guy getting in front, taking the charge. You gotta love the way he plays, doing all the little things right for Wisconsin.
Yeah, leads the team in rebounds, leads the team in assists.
Leads him in floor burns.
What a defensive play there by Krabbenhoff. Third foul on Hayward. Tied at 46. Under 10. Krabbenhoff.
Landry sits down after that turnover.
Hughes, 4 on the shot clock, stripped away, and Hughes is bailed out. Wisconsin Marquette tied at 46. We're at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. I'm Lou Canellis. Mike Kelly's alongside. Melissa Knowles working on the sidelines for us. Wisconsin's won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two rivals. Marquette led in the first minute, trailed ever since, just tied the ball game up in the last minute, and Hughes to the line. My partner played in this series for 4 years for the Wisconsin Badgers, 1998 through 2001. How you feeling right now? 9 minutes to go. Put yourself on the court. What are these guys going through? Do they even know what this crowd is like? Or are you in a separate world?
Oh, you know you're playing in a big game when you're out there right now. The crowd is standing on their feet. Everybody's into it. And as a player, all you're trying to do is focus on what we have to do on this possession, the next possession. Make sure you're not the one that makes a mistake for your team.
How tough is it not to let your heart pound right out of your chest and you do something that you shouldn't do on the floor? Boy, McNeil used the glass there too hard. How do you keep yourself under control?
Well, that's why these guys are so good. That's why we're seeing 2 great teams, because they're out there, they're playing within themselves. We've seen Marquette play much better in the second half, and Wisconsin in some foul trouble right now, trying to work through their different rotations as they bring guys in and off the bench.
You were a defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. What has impressed you defensively most in this game?
Well, I think both teams have done a good job of defending the paint. We've seen teams at times on both sides get hot from 3, but I think the help defense has been very good on both sides.
Boy, the Frenchman, Rob Wilson, just takes matters into his own hands, right to the bucket. He's got 7.
He's from Cleveland, but he doesn't care. He's in it right now. As a freshman, I'm telling you, he is a fearless player.
Well, he was set up for this game. He's played in all 8 so far. Matthews for 3, in and out.
Well, that's another good look from Marquette, though. They are running that little dribble handoff at the top of the key. It sets up a ball screen. Nice look by McNeil to find Matthews for the open 3. Landry waiting to come back in. Without him in there, though, they don't have that strong post presence.
Bohannon lost it. Gets it back. 6 on the shot clock. Lures 3. Krabbenhoff fighting for it. Bodies on the floor. That's Matthews that went under the Wisconsin bench. And Ted Hillary calls a foul. And the foul's called on Krabbenhoff, his 3rd. We'll revisit after a timeout. 3-point game. Snow falling on Lake Michigan's western shore. Milwaukee, to be exact. Doesn't matter for us. We're indoors at the Bradley Center. And it is smoking hot in here. 49-46. Number 22, Wisconsin leads Marquette. Keaton Nankiville had a terrific first half for the Badgers. Led the way with 7. Been rather silent here in the second half. What's happened?
Well, he's picked up his 3rd foul. He's got 2 turnovers on the day. And in the 12 minutes of this second half, he's only played 6 of them. I'm surprised. But how about Jarrell McNeil also? You see his 19 points. He only had 7 in the first half. He's got 12 so far. He's been very aggressive, doing a nice job off that dribble handoff to a ball screen from Marquette. Wisconsin's going to see more of that.
McNeil, one of the leaders on this Marquette squad, led the team in scoring a year ago. Over 17 a ball game this season. That guy, Wes Matthews, leading the way, 22 a contest for Marquette. He's had a tough time scoring this evening. McNeil. Shot doesn't go. Underneath. Hayward had his shot blocked by Lure. Hayward on the floor. Lure jumps on top top of him.
Look at these guys getting on the floor.
And timeout for Marquette. Donnie Gray said, hold on, I'll get it. And Marquette got the timeout they were looking for. Wisconsin leads Marquette 49-46, 6:54 left to play. Regulation time.
That's right.
And I say that with an emphasis. It's been a back and forth affair. Buzz Williams, first year as head coach. Boy, I'll tell you what, points tough to come by when you take on Wisconsin, leading the Big East in scoring. The Marquette Golden Eagles coming in at almost 88 a game. They only have 46 in this contest.
Well, and that's a prime example of why more and more coaches are talking about points per possession, not points per game, because points per possession is a much better indicator of how well your offense was running. You know, it's fun for the fans to see we scored 100 points, but truly, if you want to know how your team played, just because Marquette is not going to score 100 points today doesn't mean they didn't play efficient basketball.
Badgers scoring defense best in the country last year. Limited opponents to 54 a ball game. They're allowing 60 a contest through 7 games this season. McNeil all the way to the bucket. No one picks him up.
He is hunting his shot in the second half. That's 14 in the second half. They run an inbounds play, baseline out of bounds. He's able to get it and drive to the lane. So tough to defend. Got to have better help defense.
Showed why he's the best penetrator in the Big East, maybe in the country.
This is where Wisconsin's got to go. Landry. Get your veteran the ball.
Hughes, Landry, both on the floor. Wilson as well. Lure. Krabbenhoff, shot clock down the 4. Wilson to the bucket. Call for the charge.
Good call. He's got to stop and pop there. Can't take it all the way to the rim. Here's Marquette, though. Jarrell McNeil, this is out of the timeout. Coming to the corner. They wanted to get him the ball. I thought he could have taken a 3, but discretion, the better part of valor in that instance as he puts it on the floor, gets all the way to the rim.
Let's go to Melissa. We'll get to Melissa Knowles in a second. 1-point game. McNeil, ball break into the bucket, Burke. And Landry's called for his 3rd foul. Now let's go to Melissa Knowles.
Drawing that charge a moment ago is exactly what Buzz Williams wanted to see. In that last timeout huddle, he was telling his team, keep up the intensity. He likes the aggressiveness that they're playing with now. They have to maintain it for this last 6 minutes.
I'm not sure what the discussion is about. They may be looking to see if it was a goaltend or not. I'm not so sure goaltending is a reviewable play in this instance. Let's look. It looked to me like he hit it before it got to the backboard. This year now, the rule is if it hits the backboard, it used to be it had to be on the way down.
Right.
Whether or not it hit the backboard didn't matter. Now it does matter if it hits the backboard. It looked to me like
he hit it before it hit the backboard.
I think so.
Absolutely. Wilson takes a seat. Tied up at 49. Marquette with an opportunity to go in front for the first time since the first minute of the game.
You want to talk about every possession counting. That's where we are in this game right now with 5:50 to play.
Lure's foot was on the line.
It's the second time now Marcus Landry has passed up a 3. I thought would have been a good shot. It was early in the shot clock. They'll try to work it around, but it ends up being an empty possession for Wisconsin. Now here's Nankiville.
Lure takes a seat. Nankiville back. 13 turnovers for Wisconsin. McNeil pulls up and hits.
Wow. Wow.
McNeil has 24.
He's in the zone right now. And that's what Marquette didn't need. Jarrell McNeil, you just know he's hunting a shot. He is coming off screens looking to shoot. They are running this offense trying to get him in a position to score. And when he came, he was not a great jump shooter. He was a slasher. Jarrell McNeil has really worked on his all-around game. And, man, has he gotten better and better all 4 years at Marquette.
10 for 17 from the floor, 4 of 6 from three-point range. The 4 threes ties a career high that he managed against Texas Southern about 10 days ago. 10th rebound there for Hayward. 52-49.
Same play.
McNeil, shovel pass, Burke, uses the left hand. No offensive foul that time. And Bo Ryan wants a timeout. Marquette on an 8-0 run, Mike.
And this was the same play that they set up to get McNeil the three. This time he drives inside and dishes to his teammate. It was a nice job by Marcus Landry. He had a hedge. That's a double screen that they sent on the top of the key for McNeil. Landry has to hedge, then drop all the way down to try and get back to his man. What you need there is better guard rotation. I saw Bo Ryan talking to Jason Bohannon, I think, about that exact thing. You've got to drop down as a guard.
54-49, Marquette in front. College basketball here on ESPNU continues tomorrow afternoon. Cal battles Missouri. College basketball, ESPNU, Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Big 12, Pac-10 Hardwood Series. We knew this one would be a good one.
Well, this is
lived up to the billing.
It's a game of momentum. Every game has momentum swing back and forth, and right now the pendulum is all in favor of Marquette.
Hughes lost it. Burke grabs it, wants a timeout.
He's going to get it.
And got it. Good hustle by Dwight Burke, the senior. One of 4 seniors on this team.
Hughes usually so sure with the ball. That time comes off and gets tied up.
Are you seeing Wisconsin unravel a bit unsure out there on the floor? Guys like Landry and Hughes, your go-to guys.
No, I don't think so. I mean, this is a tough environment to play in. We saw them against Virginia Tech in a hostile environment. This is similar to that, but you got to give credit to Marquette. I mean, they're playing very good defense. They've got all the momentum right now because they're hitting their shots. What we're seeing is good pressure by their guards, taking Wisconsin out of what they want to do.
Let's go to Melissa Knowles. Melissa.
During that last timeout, Bo Ryan didn't go directly over to his players to talk to them in the huddle. Instead, he went over to the referee because he really thought that should have been a jump ball and not a timeout.
Well, he wants these guys on the ground. It's always tough to call this. Who has possession and when do they have it? I don't know. That's a tough call. You can go either way.
Been a number of tough calls in this one. 5-point lead, and McNeil's fouled. Hughes fouls him as he takes the jumper. 4th foul on Trayvon Hughes.
What you've got in McNeil is a guy looking to shoot every time down. He is in the zone, and Hughes trying to defend him. That time they were going to bring that ball screen, and McNeil, knowing that Hughes was ready for the ball screen, just went away from it, draws a foul.
McNeil feeling it. Hits the first. 25 in the ball game. He submitted his name for the NBA draft, then withdrew. Can you see him playing on the next level?
Absolutely. To play in the NBA, you have to be able to get your own shot off. That's what everybody talks about. And McNeil can do that. He's improved his outside shot, and he can get in the lane.
7-point lead now for Marquette.
Got Landry open for 3.
McNeil, both ends.
I'll tell you what's interesting is in the game against Virginia Tech, Wisconsin had Trayvon Hughes played so well in that two-man game. Right now, though, they put Rob Wilson in for him, I think because Hughes committed that last foul, as well as the turnover before it.
McNeil, another three.
Little heat check by McNeil.
Poked away there by Acker, right into the hands of Landry.
Going to have to be Landry. I know he just missed that three, but they've got to go back to him.
Bohannon pulls the trigger on the three. Last Wisconsin field goal at the 8:18 mark, 5 minutes ago. Hayward, he's a good three-point shooter, comes up short that time, but Burke with the offensive rebound. Shovel pass, Hayward. No bucket. Foul on the floor. We'll talk about it after this timeout. 56-49, Marquette in front. Look at one Badger fan there in his red shirt in a sea of yellow. Marquette fans going nuts. Their Golden Eagles up 7, 56-49. That's one tough cookie there. And Jarrell McNeil just lighting it up right now.
He's the story of the second half. 19 points, and he's done it in so many different ways in this game. Hitting the outside shots, that time able to get into the middle for a little mid-range game. And when he can loosen up the defense with his three, then it opens up plays like that. Getting to the basket, being able to create some inside shots for himself, as well as get inside and dish to his teammates. He has been sensational in the second half.
Burke at the free throw line. Foul was on Bohannon. McNeil with 26, 10 of 18 from the floor to go along with 7 rebounds, and Burke misses the front end.
No numbers here.
No. Finds Landry all alone. Boy, had a chance to take the three and chose not to.
Probably a good choice. Set up your offense. Try and get a post touch.
Away. Burke, shovel pass, Matthews to the other end. Lays it up and
in. Danger zone right now for Wisconsin.
Marquette on a 12-0 run. Landry with 2. Timeout, Bo Ryan. 7-point lead for Marquette. 5 in the game now for Landry, who's been rather silent.
And Lou, how about these 3 guards from Marquette? You got Dominique James with a big first half, Jarrell McNeil taking over. And this is one of the most athletic plays we've seen all day out of Wesley Matthews, able to get in the passing lane, get that steal, and turn it into a point.
And this is what's at stake. Wisconsin's won 7 in a row on the road. 3rd longest winning streak away from home. Marquette perfect in this building so far this season. 5-0.
Bo Ryan right now talking to his guys about limiting Marquette to 1 shot, making sure they get on the defensive glass, and then working for a good look on their offensive end.
Wisconsin with the 3rd longest road winning streak behind Memphis and North Carolina. Badgers 67-12 in the last 2+ seasons.
And for Buzz Williams, he's got to be talking to his guys right now about let's work the clock, let's make sure we get a good look. And you just have to believe Jarrell McNeil is going to have the ball in his hands. He's been so good the second half.
What can Wisconsin do defensively against McNeil?
Well, it's got to be a team effort. It can't just be one guy, especially when they're bringing ball screens. You've got to be able to hedge when you're a big man, come and help out. Or if you're guard to guard, you see right there, they switch that time. And all little to little screens, they'll just switch them.
Clock now under 10. Ball's in McNeil's hands. Matthews alone for 3. They got the shot they were looking for.
Well, they absolutely did. It was a 3, but they worked the shot clock at the very least.
Hughes takes the 3.
Big shot. That is a huge shot for Wisconsin.
4-point game. Hughes with a dozen.
What that allows right now is for Bo Ryan not to have to worry about fouling. They can play straight up defense. They may choose to foul if it gets in certain players' hands. But this is just a nice three by Trayvon Hughes. Been kind of quiet today. Worked a little ball screen with Marcus Landry. Those are their two guys. When you get back into this game, you know it's going to be through Landry. And Hughes, as I said, kind of quiet, but that's a big three.
And we saw Marquette milk the shot clock, get the ball in McNeil's hands, drove, found Matthews open on the wing for the open three. What do you anticipate happening on this play?
Well, probably something similar, and that's the beauty of having three great guards, as Marquette does, is end-of-game situations like this. With a minute 18 left, they can lean on those guards. They can just kind of weave them, dribble handoff, ball screens, but you know you're going to have a guard, a person that makes good decisions with the ball in their hands.
McNeil, defended by the freshman, Wilson. Almost lost it.
They
knocked
did.
out of bounds, and it goes to Wisconsin.
Wow, Joe Krabbenhoff again. All the little plays, sticks his hand in there, pokes it away.
There's a nasty defender. Always hanging around, coming up with the plays that don't end up in the stat sheet. Hughes, shovel pass, tried to get it to Krabbenhoff. And they said that Krabbenhoff stepped on the line. So Wisconsin gives it back, and Bo Ryan can't believe the call made. Ted Hillary says right here on the line.
They might give that turnover to Krabbenhoff, but that was a bad pass by Hughes. He gave it to him in no position. Good call.
Look at the left foot. Yeah.
Krabbenhoff actually did a good job just to wrestle it away and get the ball from down there.
58-54 Marquette with the lead in the basketball, under a minute to go.
Now the decision is, do we foul right away, or do we try to create a turnover first, which is what they'll likely do. What's troublesome, though, is if you try to bring a trap, your easiest way to get a turnover, quite often you give up easy baskets.
Next Wisconsin foul puts Marquette in the double bonus, so they'll shoot 2 free throws. Decent free throw shooting team, the Golden Eagles are 72% from the line.
Dominique James, the one guy you'd think would be a better free throw shooter, came in this game under 50%. See if he gets the ball in his hands if Wisconsin fouls right away.
Trayvon Hughes with a dozen. Wesley Matthews, 9 points, 13 under his season average. Our Star Watch players. As you said, James 48% from the line. Hacker on the floor, he's 67%. They've taken Burke out. Burke a 40% free throw shooter.
And there goes the trap. That was their chance to foul James. They didn't do it.
And they foul Hayward. Hayward's pretty good. 76% from the line.
Well, as I thought, Wisconsin tried to get a trap, tried to create a turnover, but they were wise to not let too much time run off the clock before fouling.
Hayward 1 for 3 tonight from the free throw line. Bohannon comes back. Burke also back. Acker to the bench. Krabbenhoff also to the bench for Wisconsin. One of 2.
Good box up by Lure. Matthews working very hard trying to get around.
That's a win for Wisconsin on that possession. It's a 2-possession game.
Double ball screen. They've got Hughes and Burke going at it.
Hughes all the way to the bucket. Hughes with 14.
It's a nice job by Hughes. Came off a double ball screen, got the switch they wanted, and Burke can't guard him out there. Here it is. Let's take a look at it. You see Lure the first ball screen, Landry the second. They got Landry popping back for a 3, but as soon as Hughes realized there was a mismatch with Burke on him, he's going to take it all the way to the lane. Nice recognition by Trayvon Hughes.
59-56. Marquette leads Wisconsin. Luke Ellis along with Mike Kelly, Melissa Knowles on the sidelines. What a game it's been. One of the top rivalries in all of college basketball has lived up to its billing. Number 22 Wisconsin and Marquette. And Wisconsin has been in this position just recently, earlier this week. Blacksburg, Virginia against Virginia Tech, when Virginia Tech, with just a miraculous comeback in that game, thanks to A.D. Vasallo's big three-pointer, still against that rabid crowd at Blacksburg, came back with Hughes coming up with a nice lay in to win it.
Well, that's a good point. In that game, Wisconsin was trying to hold on to the lead. They gave it up only to have Hughes with that big shot at the end. But you're right in terms of the hostile environment. And that's another thing. Talking to Bo Ryan, he said, you know, no matter what happens, these are back-to-back very tough games for our team. We've seen the two young guards, Rob Wilson, Jordan Taylor, get some good experience in a big game.
Are you able to, but you play this game for Wisconsin because you've just played in a tough ball game like this team did against Virginia Tech earlier this week. Are you able to reference that in the huddle just now? Hey, go back to a couple of days ago, guys. This is what we did. Let's see if we can pull it off again tonight.
I don't think you talk about it like that, but the poise and the experience is something that's going to come through game to game.
Trapped in the corner. And foul is called on Krabbenhoff. And Acker will go to the line.
We didn't have a great look at it with the fans standing up. It looked like there was a trap in the corner there. Wisconsin almost was able to spring a trap on. Nice little press.
Acker, the 5'8"
5 for 5 today.
Guard, 5 for 5 from the line. Took the words right out of my mouth, partner. It's pure. Bohannon back. Krabbenhoff back to the bench. Another missed free throw for Marquette. Let's see if those two misses, one from Acker, one from Hayward, come back to haunt them. Hughes. The leaner, missed everything, and Hayward came out with it.
Tough shot.
Was that the shot that Bo Ryan wanted?
Now, I know what he was trying to do. Hughes coming off, trying to draw the foul. It was a good no call. I believe that was Matthews defending. Did a good job of just staying straight up. Down 4, that was not a possession in which they had to shoot a 3. They could do it if they wanted to. You can't fault Trayvon Hughes, a good decision maker, trying to make something happen. Just good defense.
Hayward has struggled from the line tonight. 2 for 5. Not there. Possession game. Under 5. Bohannon throws it up. Had a foot inside the line. It's a 2. Time runs out on Wisconsin. Marquette comes back. Wow.
I am watching Wesley Matthews, Jarrell McNeil hug each other right now. That was a great team effort by the Golden Eagles. This Wisconsin team was ready. They came into play. They played a great first half, but the Golden Eagles in that second half, behind Jarrell McNeil. I mean, Jarrell McNeil coming out there, having a big second half. Great all-around team effort.
61-58. Marquette beats Wisconsin. For Mike Kelly, Melissa Knowles, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Luke Ellis. Coming up next on ESPNU, it's SportsCenter U. Good night from Milwaukee.